Okay, here we go. I knew that I could hit the right button. This is what you get after an hour. From the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruisein at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant in Katy, Texas, it's the award-winning In Wheel Time talk show. We'll be talking to the participants in this morning's event. We'll also have a review of our new car of the week, the Kia Sorento Hybrid. A look at our weekly events calendar, and more, all just ahead, including some headlines. We're going to try to squeeze those in and keep getting these great interviews, and it can't stop. That and more just ahead on today's In Wheel Time Car Show for Saturday, January 16th, 2021. Howdy, along with Mike Out of This World Mars, King Conrad DeLong, Mr. David Ainsley, our chief engineer. Mr. Jeffrey Zekin, home today, a little under the weather, and we hope that you'll be back with us next week. Jeffrey, we miss you.
How could you be under this weather? It's only 43 degrees here.
Well,
that's
if
you're very much under this, you're going to be froze.
43 degrees under this. Anyway, I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us today at the Tailpipes and Tacos Cruisein. What a great event. A lot of folks here. I kind of knew that it was going to be this way.
Oh, yeah.
Because temperature ain't got nothing to do with this, baby. It's those
sunshine.
Clear blue skies.
Nice
and let me tell you something. I know that you weren't even alive at that point in the morning, but at 6 a.m., this morning, it was about 30 below zero, and we're out here freezing our butts off going, this is going to be all worth it.
I feel bad.
No, you don't.
I left the lake house at 5:45.
Did you?
Yeah.
No, see, he was up.
Oh.
But he was in his nice warm car driving.
That's right. And his nice new warm. Ladies and gentlemen, Stan Holt, the founder of Lupe Tortilla and the maestro here at today's Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupe's in Katy.
And fellow car nut.
Yes, and that's how we met, through the drag racing program with the NHRA. But at any rate, we don't care about any of that.
I got up so early. I'm sure you know this already. I didn't shower.
I didn't either, Stinky.
You're too far away.
Oh, boy. This is going to go wrong quick.
TMI.
Well, put us together, and
yeah.
What do you get?
Let's see.
Stanton, it's good to see you.
Good to be
We're
seen.
really
Good
hoping to see you last month, but the weather kind of went
Yeah,
on us.
it did.
Yeah, those things happen.
Weather sensitive.
Pull that microphone a little bit
So
closer.
this being the first Tailpipes and Tacos of the year. Welcome to
It is.
2021.
That's true. It is.
Yeah.
We had such a cool poster for that.
I love the Hudson Hornet you have on the poster.
Thanks you. You got to come see come to the hangar. And each poster we've done, Mary's framed them, and they're all down the hallways now. We started eliminating all the Hobby Lobby pictures and so forth.
Yeah, replace them with some real stuff.
Real stuff, racing pictures and so forth.
Well, speaking of new stuff, I noticed that there seems to be a new car in the collection.
There is a new car in the collection.
And?
It's fabulous.
Yeah. And you're referring to the 2021 Corvette?
2020. I bought a used one.
Did you really?
With a big 6-cylinder.
Yeah, big 6-cylinder. I can only imagine.
I bought it new. It was I was car number 24.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow.
Sweet. And I noticed the classic white with the red interior. Way to go.
When I ordered the car, I ordered it red.
And
I called back in about a week and I said, "What percentage of cars?" This is at Mack Hike Chevrolet. Ordered are red. He said 70.
Oh. So you wanted something a little more unique.
Well, I just, and I haven't seen a red one on the road. But, and then a really good interesting fact is that 70% of the cars sold are the base model at $59,900.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, 70%.
Is that a base model?
No, that's a
LT
3LT.
3LT.
Yeah,
so that's top.
Yeah.
Top option content.
It's worth for what it costs. It's worth it. It was like an $8,000 package.
Yep.
It was loaded with stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, because that's like 3 levels up.
Yeah, and the front end raises when you get up to a spot, but the interior's ramped up, and it's really, really a nice car. I
absolutely love it.
I absolutely love it, but I had 99 miles on it. I drove it to Conroe and needed a gallon of milk, so I started it back up, and it kind of running on every other cylinder. What the heck? So I shut it off and keeps doing it. And I'll pull it in the garage and let it sit overnight. Maybe it's a computer glitch. Broke a valve spring.
Seriously?
Welcome to the Corvette world.
Yeah, it had not been over 5,000 RPM. It won't even go very high RPMs unless you got 500 miles on it.
Right.
And so I hit OnStar. This is a kind of a slam for OnStar. I called OnStar, and I said, I have a tow truck I use every week for something. And so he said, no, you have to use our approved tow truck. Okay.
Oh my God.
How long did it take?
About 3 hours he got there. And he says, where's your tow hook? I went, tow hook? What in the world when I need a tow hook for a brand new Corvette?
Exactly.
And so I look it up. It's an option.
It's an option.
$99 option. I said, I don't have a tow hook. He said, well, then I can't tow it.
Well,
I said, aren't you the approved OnStar towing company? See? Yes. And I said, well, okay. So
did you call OnStar back?
I called my guy, and I said, can you tow one of these cars? He said, well, anybody can tow one of those cars. I said, how do you tow it? He said, it's got the factory slots in the chassis. You just put J-hooks on it. I'll be there 15 minutes.
Just like anybody else.
15 minutes.
Yeah.
And the Chevrolet said, I'll have to pay for it. I said, oh, good. All right.
Gosh.
You'll notice it's on American Express.
Well, the LT motor has a bit of a history of broken valve springs.
I know.
You're not alone in that, and there's a pretty much an uproar in the Corvette community about this,
yes,
because they ran through this in the LS motor early on when it first came out in the C5s with broken valve springs as well. So this isn't something new. I think that engineer must have retired and forgot to tell the new guy about it.
Well, let me ask you.
They got valve springs from the factory overnight. I said, oh, fabulous. So when can I pick up the car? So it'll probably take about 10 days. I said, 10 days? He said, why? So we have to change all 16 valve springs.
Right.
I said, we change all the valve springs at a drag race in an hour. Well, I don't understand. Well, that's just how long it's going to take, the tech and anyway. So I waited about 5 days, and I called them, and I said, look, where are we? I should get a phone call or something. Let me check. Oh, your car's ready to go, Mr. Rollman.
But nobody had called you to let you know.
10 days hadn't passed yet.
No.
I'll ask you off air what Chevrolet dealer.
Oh, you already said who it was.
No, I didn't.
No, he didn't.
No,
No,
I
he
did
didn't.
not.
We'll
No.
talk about
He
that.
bought
off
it at
air.
one.
You
but this is-
imagine, you imagine that I said it. I didn't say it.
right.
My
So
bad.
you got the car back. Everything's good to go.
Everything's great.
And nothing else happened when it dropped a valve spring.
No, it
No,
doesn't
because
drop them.
I didn't push it. I didn't.
Right.
But I did hear a horror story. A guy that broke valve springs, and he kept driving it.
Yeah.
And he broke a rod.
Yep.
Well, yeah, the valve doesn't fit in the top of the cylinder.
Yeah. So here they go. They send him a new engine. They said, "No, your car is not going to have you a numbers matching car." He said, well, "I don't want that." He said, "Well, that's your only option. You can have that, or we'll give you all your money back."
He
Give
took
me all
his
my money back.
No, he kept it.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Just because it's so hard to get in line to get a
Okay,
Corvette?
it'd be another. Well, the 21s are gone. So all the 20s are gone. The 21s are gone. So it'd be like 2 years before you get a car, and you really wanted the car.
And by the end, you may be talking electric or some sort of electric.
Well,
hybrid type thing.
there's a hybrid version in the works. On
Yeah, there
hybrid?
is, but
a
at
hybrid
some point-
Corvette.
Yes.
Well, it's going to have an electric motor help on the launch.
The next thing you know, they're going to be making a Mustang SUV.
That's
right.
An electric Mustang SUV.
Yeah. What? Yeah, no, I lived that long.
Yeah, exactly. Who would have thunk it?
Yeah, not me.
I don't mean to grenade, grenade's probably the wrong phrase to use when you're dropping a valve but the question would be: are the new valve springs any different than the old ones?
So far, yes.
Okay. Well, no,
I don't know. Somebody's shirking over here. He's not.
Yeah, that's Jared. He
He's
knows how
not
to change
exactly
valve springs.
agreeing to that.
Yeah. So, I've got almost 400 miles on it now. So
Okay.
I made it 300 miles.
Wow.
That's 3 times as far as you went the first time.
No, it's
There
getting
you
better
go.
and better.
Is it everything that everybody claims it is?
I'm not a Corvette guy, really not.
I am.
I've had a couple.
Yeah.
It is like nothing you've ever driven. You got to drive it. You have to take it for a drive when you get finished today. It's just like you can feel a little bit of that Ferrari lag in the clutch,
Yeah.
Not as much as a old Ferrari, I mean. But it's a fabulous car. It's amazing.
And they're stunningly beautiful.
Stunningly beautiful. And Ferrari should hang their head. I paid $83.5 for it, and that's the rip roaring loaded. I could have done some other things, I guess, but I just,
You could have got the
$99
tow
Could have got the tow hook.
Damn it! I missed the tow hook.
At $83,480, I was done.
Yeah. Forget that.
Tow hook
Out
or
of
nothing.
money. I am not going any further with this deal. And I'm thinking, tow hook, I probably won't need that for
So
2 or 3 hours.
It's brand new.
So many people that I talk to that really don't know a whole lot about them, but they like the way that they look, and I tell them, well, there's no manual available. Oh my God, that I'm out. I said, no. You
No.
need to drive this car because it will shift faster and harder than you ever thought that you could shift in your life.
I have zero complaints, and you put it in tour. It's just a little knob you twist and turn.
Right.
It's just smooth going down the highway. No tire noise.
And the other thing too, Stan, that I noticed is the ride quality.
Amazing.
I mean, it's not some buckboard that it would have been 5-10 years ago.
Yeah, exactly. It's not.
No, it drives like a luxury car.
It really does.
If you want it to.
The last one I had, I bought intentionally went around the performance package to get a softer ride. So it had the 19-inch.
So it wasn't the Z51.
No, it wasn't, and that's the shortcut. And it rode really nice. My brother had a Z51. He said, "Oh, screw that. This car rides so nice." This rides better than that. Is the point?
So has this got the electromagnetic shocks on it?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's got the camera that comes to a speed bump and raises up. And it's got a front camera, so if you're pulling into a parking stop, you can see it, without ripping the nose.
Without
off
ripping
it.
the nose
Yeah,
off.
it's just and you
Well
think
thought
about
out.
$83.5, and there's a pickup truck parked next to it that's $2,000 more than it is.
But we're not going to talk about brands.
So I'm thinking, I don't know. I get the Corvette.
Yeah, yeah.
Mine looks a little strange with that big trailer hitch on it, but I'm getting it done. So
Trailer hitch.
Towing the 23-foot Airstream on a Corvette.
But that was an extra $2,000 for the tow package.
Right.
But I financed that separately. So
Separately,
Yeah.
along with the tow hook.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it. So how have you been?
I've been really good.
I want to call you all the time, but I know that you're a busy guy. But
No, he's got you on caller ID.
You're blocked. That's what.
Call
That's
anytime
what
you
it
want.
is.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you about the restaurant business and all of the COVID stuff, and how has it affected you?
In the second quarter, it was brutal. Right after they called, shut us
Shut
down.
everything down, literally.
To go
shut it
only
down.
and so on and forth. That was brutal.
That was last year.
Yeah, we dropped 90% of our volume went away.
Good Lord.
So we have, after that first wave, and they started to figure out where we are. I wrote a letter to the president, the current president, and to the governor. I said, look, if it's okay to seat outside, I've got a lot of parking spaces now. Why can't we just put 150 seats outside? Never heard back from anybody. Eventually, that's what they allowed us to do. We're currently, the restaurants are sitting into 95% of its normal volume.
Wow.
And the other ones are about 85%. So we're
Well, that
you-
speaks
you're-
volumes.
you're-
blessed among men.
Yeah.
Your design, though, I mean, with all the doors and the windows and everything, I mean, you've got a pretty open area.
Yeah, and the small rooms, you can just get one party in there, But it's just been, we've just been really blessed. That's the only word I can find.
Well,
for it.
you also have some very loyal customers.
Loyal customers.
The choice of Tex-Mex in Houston is never ending.
Yeah, just a ribeye to go is just not,
But you have a real loyal base.
We do.
Some of my neighbors are extremely loyal to Lupe Tortillas.
They really do. And our food lends itself to to-go. We really ramped up the to-go business and the containers, the packaging, and that's
Has
been a
that
big
still
help.
held, even though you're more open inside?
Yeah, we're
the to-go business?
35% to go.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Alcohol to go. I'm hoping that stays after it's
Available.
over. It stays out.
Well, you can still do that.
I don't think they'll get that genie back in the bottle.
No.
So that's been a huge help.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, we create packaging for that try to have as close to the in-house experience as we can.
Right.
And so our guys did a great job ramping up that. We've got 2 lanes like Chick-fil-A back there.
Yeah,
I saw
you
that.
can
You
see
had it
that
on.
Yeah,
the
it's-
covered.
Yeah, it's really
In the back.
that's permanent. So I said, well, I think this to-go is going to be.
It's going to be,
Part of the business
Yeah.
forever.
yeah.
It's the new normal. As
But Stan, the one thing that I and I've known you for
Too long.
15 years or so, is that you have got a group of employees that are so loyal to you, sir, that really, to be honest with you, besides the food, they make the restaurant.
They make everything happen.
Yeah.
They do. I haven't been here the last couple of weeks. Sheila came down with them with COVID, and so we've been quarantined until today. And I don't think they need me anymore. I mean, everything feels like it should.
That's kind of weird feeling, whenever you say that, because I've been kind of in that position once, but it's a testament to what you've done to create that atmosphere and develop a team that you should be proud of, very proud of.
I'm so proud of all of them. I miss them all so much. I see them every day, and when I'm here out working normally, and they've just done an amazing job through this. I have to say to our customers, the way the gratuity average is skyrocketed during this, and it hadn't leveled off. Even in very first began, they went way up. It was really, really wonderful. Particularly this restaurant, people would ask about their favorite waiter. So we routinely had a waiter go out there, for 10 minutes or so and just wave at people.
Right.
If they asked for him and so forth, so they could see.
They're stars.
They're stars. Well, they just they miss them.
Yep.
They're once a week loopy fix, and they miss them.
And those people who, for whatever reason, had an opportunity to stay at work and to stay with a steady income early on, realized the importance of retaining all of those people when they came out into a restaurant to tip way above what they normally would have, because it was important to those people that they built relationships with through the years.
My guess is that you didn't even know that. I didn't know that.
What?
The relationship that clients, people who come in and eat,
had with your servers.
Oh, I do. Yeah, you have people when they could sit down and wait on their server, So it's just been quite a ride. We're in our 37th year of doing this, and the boys have a real rapid expansion. Aggressive is better than rapid expansion program going on. We're there's 27 Lupes now, so literally American dream. We started a little frame house in 1983, and now there's 27 Lupes.
But I have to tell you, Stan, that there is nothing like the original.
Don, I have to tell you, there's nothing like the original of anything.
Well, there is that. You're right. But, for people that don't know that are listening to this program, the original is over on Highway 6 and I-10. And if you go to that restaurant, and all the people that I have taken there, I've told them, I said, so if you go to any Lupe Tortilla, you're going to find basically the same kind of concept when it comes to the building and the service and the cleanliness and all the things that you expect at a Lupe Tortilla. It all came from here. And you go to the original and you go to any of the other Lupe Tortillas, you're going to find that those restaurants are all patterned after the original one.
And the Uber driver knew that.
Yeah. Oh, Lupe's on Katy.
Yeah, Lupe's, yeah. No, not that one.
Well, yeah.
We were still in trouble over that.
Yeah, I call it Lupe's on navigation.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was that was quite an experience. Just go to Lupe's in Katy.
In Katy.
On Katy and in Katy are two different things.
They just that restaurant was the smallest Lupe's, an inline shopping center deal, and they finally the restaurant next door surrendered and moved out, so they just expanded that and better than doubled the size. And it's really, really well done. My son Peter did it. A really creative job. So.
Well, it's funny because I've only been to that restaurant once.
On Echo?
Uh-huh.
Oh, really?
Yeah, only once. Not for any other reason that it just is not a place that I'll pass it.
Yeah.
But I'm on my way somewhere else, not to a restaurant.
Yeah, you got to want to get there.
Right.
You really do.
But for those people that live down there in the Memorial area, it's the place
perfect.
to go.
Yeah, we felt about a $300,000 drop in the first year they opened it, because that Memorial crowd was coming this way instead of going to Kirby. Yeah.
What was the second restaurant that you opened outside of the original?
59 in Kirby.
59 Kirby, really? I didn't know that.
In 96.
Yeah.
Yep. We opened in December 9th of 83, the original one. And both the boys went to the Culinary Institute of America in New York. And when Judd got out, he worked in the original for a year or so, and learned how to make money. And then in '96 we decided to open the next one.
So let's
cool.
change subjects for just a moment, and let's talk about the Stan Holt collection.
Well, that's yours there, isn't it? He's got
Yes.
2 cars here.
I want to give my buddy a plug too, Dale Hulquist with Elite Glass. He does primarily dealer work, but he reupholstered that car. I mean, took it down to the metal floor plan.
Which car is that?
It's a 1938 Buick.
It's kind of around the
That
corner.
Bustleback Buick, the black one?
Yeah, I woke up one morning and decided I want a gangster car. I had the plates are coming for it. It says A. Capone. For the, and he did a beautiful job inside. And George Cordero that works for me finished up the paint, and it's 99% finished right now. And the old 53 Chevy I bought, I had a 53 Chevy.
Oh, that's yours too?
Yes.
I didn't know that.
53 Chevy 210 Business Coupe was my first car in high school. Beige with a kind of a copperish brown top. Windows slid back in the back far enough to get the cigarette smoke out.
Yeah.
And I wanted to go back and revisit that, like a lot of you guys do, my age or any age. So I found it. They're not worth anything.
No.
They're really not.
Well, they are to people who are looking for that, but most people aren't looking for it.
And those guys at that age are getting to be my age, and now they're not buying collector cars
Hey,
anymore.
careful.
Hey, easy now. And so since it's not worth anything, I decided I went online and looked at 1950s NASCARs.
Okay.
So I decided that's why I stickered it up like a NASCAR.
When he rolled in, well, both of them, the Bustleback Buick and the Chevy,
draws your attention
I
real
said,
quick.
look at that. I had no clue. Of course, I should have known.
You should have known, John. That Buick is a straight 8. That's why the hood's so long.
Yep.
And that thing gets a little bit of heat in it. You can't hear it.
Really?
You turn the key again. And typical of Buick, before Ralph Nader, you push the gas to the floor to start it.
Yes.
So
Yeah. The starter engages.
the starter engages, and then
Didn't have the Wonder Bar radio in it yet, did
no,
it?
it
No,
didn't.
not back then.
And it wasn't until '39 did they had turn signals in cars. So we had to put turn signals in it so I could drive it at night. Cause
Really?
2 glasses of wine and you're legally drunk in Houston. So I can imagine me, both hands on the side of the car.
Yes. All bent over.
I have several
doing
pictures
this.
of that.
Yeah, several pictures of
That's what I learned in grade school with the bicycle.
that. Yeah. You remember that?
Yes,
We
I-
grew up doing that.
Yes, we did.
See, and Buick was way ahead of BMW because BMW drivers don't use their turn signals anyhow.
Yeah. Even though
In
they
any
have
country.
In any country. So we've got those 2 that are new in the collection. Did you manage to get rid of 2 to make room in the garage for these 2?
Not so much.
I kind of had that hunch. Yeah.
Not so much.
So are they bumper to bumper, door handle to door handle?
They are. Yeah,
Yeah.
you have to get out the passenger side.
So what's the next step in the collection? You got anything in mind? Of course
really,
you do.
Really interesting. My second car and the high school car that you remember. In fact, I got my dealer's license and we're just starting on our website. And our slogan is, we have the car you were driving when you met her. So my car was a small mouth TR3. And
Okay.
they're really
Yeah.
hard to find. I just found one in Italy, a 10-point car
In Italy.
in Italy. A 10-point car, British Racing Green.
Wait a minute, you're having it shipped here.
I'm going to drive it over.
You're going to drive it over?
What a dumb question.
He sat next
Well,
to
he
me.
didn't say anything about him buying
He
it yet.
sat next to me in geography.
I did. Everything I know, I learned from him.
There's no bridge.
Well, there's an air bridge. They used to build the Elantes with the air bridge, and they load them all up in the 747s and bring them here, and they still leaked water.
leak.
Yeah.
Here, I'm out of my Bloody Mary, apparently.
Bartender.
Yeah, that's right.
We-
So is it on the way?
No, it's not on the way. Well, he doesn't speak much English apparently, so I get messages back in Italian, and it's close
You
enough.
got to get them translated.
Close enough to Spanish, I can kind of figure out. I can say no in 20 languages
Right.
too. So
So you find a British green car in Italy, and you're going to transport it to the United States.
55,000 euros is what he wants for it.
I'm sorry.
It's like $1.75.
I think
I was
it's
thinking
like
$20.50,
It's like $1.25, I think, euro. Well, it changes.
Yeah. Depends on what day it is.
Is that Jackie Hansen?
Yeah, that's Jackie's. 67.
Yeah.
Anyway, we are.
So what was the third car you had in high school? If we're going to go through the progression.
Actually, I lied. My second car was a bug-eyed Sprite, and I'm looking for a nice bug-eyed Sprite. They've gone over the moon.
Oh, yeah.
Price-wise. Really nice ones. And then the Triumph.
TR3.
Yeah. And my dad said he came home with it 57. So an engineer traded it on a 65 GTO. They were waiting in line for him at the time. He paid $750 for this thing. It had like several coats of red lacquer, chrome wire wheels, a magneto, 17 gauges across the dashboard. I mean, it's just a piece of artwork. There's 100 louvers in the hood, intake, outtake. And so the next morning, I can't sleep. I get up and hear this thing start up, and my dad leans out the door in his boxer shorts and a cigarette hanging in his mouth and says, "Where are you going?" So I'm going to school. He's not in that until you sell that Sprite.
Oh.
So I got out, drove the Sprite Saturday to school, and said, "Good morning. You want to buy a Sprite?"
No, I drink 7-Up.
Yeah, where's the restroom? You want to buy a Sprite? So I sold the Sprite to a guy named Mostyn Faulkner.
Mostyn
Faulkner.
Faulkner,
Yeah, who was a nerdy kind of guy.
with a name like that.
No,
yes.
he became. I see him on Facebook, and he became very cool. So Mostyn, if you're listening in California,
They're not up there yet. You know, it's funny you should say that because I was thinking right off the top of my head, some sort of a shaggy dog.
Oh, gosh. You are just
you
horrible.
know, when I was shaking my head, no, he's not listening. I remember Bum Phillips when he went on the radio, and he said, "Wow, y'all should have seen that." He goes, "Bum, we're on the radio. They won't know what you're talking about." You know, he was all excited about it. That was quite a play.
Well, actually, you see that cell phone up there?
Right here.
Right here
Stand,
on this
right
post?
there.
Oh,
They
yeah.
can see us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They can
They
see
can
us?
see
They
us,
can see us.
too.
Oh, so it's
We've kind of come a ways since the beginning of all of
Yes.
this.
Sorry, I
No,
didn't
it's,
shower.
it's like this.
So you, over time, have you had a collection of Triumphs?
No, I
no,
have not. In fact, my friend Greg Enders comes over and he goes, "I don't get the theme here."
Yeah,
Well,
Oh,
you got to have a theme?
well, apparently you do. So he does I have a couple of MGs, and then a Triumph, an Austin Sprite, not a Bug Eye, the one after the Bug Eye, and then next to it's a '78 Lincoln Town Car.
Yeah, well,
You put it in the trunk.
And all
and
the
go.
other cars that fit in
It's
in the trunk of that one.
It's the drugs, you know. It
Is
has
that
to
what
be.
it-
I had a drug,
blood pressure
they
medication
drug
mainly.
test me at NHRA last year.
Did they?
Yeah.
Did you find anything?
She came over. She handed me an envelope. She goes, "You have 24 hours. We're drug testing you." I said,
You got to pee in the envelope?
yeah, here.
They've been cutting back on expenses. No more
So
pickups.
they had a little trailer down the road.
Uh-huh.
She was 20 something, and first day I realized I was getting older. So I went down here for a drug test. Oh, give me your envelope. Okay. I said, "How far back does this go?"
What's the half-life of whatever I was taking?
What do you mean? I said, "Let me go back to the 60s, does it?" She goes, "No." I said, "Okay."
Yeah, I'm good to go then.
I said, "You know what they say?" She said, "What's that?" I said, "If you can remember Woodstock, you weren't there." She went, "What's Woodstock?" First time I ever felt old in my life.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
said, "I
That'll
don't
do
know.
it.
I read about it, you know." Anyway, I passed the drug test. So.
Well, Stanton,
Without any studying.
No, I didn't study at all. In fact, that's the best grade I ever got on the test, I think. I got into college because I sat next to Mary Hockmeyer at the exam.
And she was short, and you just looked over her shoulder. And
Well, you know, remember when you were in high school, everything was alphabetical. So in homeroom, it was Holt Hockmeyer, right? Or
Okay.
Hockmeyer Holt.
Oh.
Her locker. So we took the college entrance exam, Holt Hockmeyer. So she was right here. There's a lot of fill in the boxes with a lot of essay stuff, and so I just fill in one of that, fill in one of this. The D student just flew through that exam. Right?
It was a good day for
And now
testing.
I mentioned, tried to laugh about it at a reunion. She's this real serious, over the top Democrat. She just thought, that was just rude. I was 17.
is
Everything I did was rude.
Is she still in California?
Yes.
Well,
There you go. There you go.
there to stay.
Yeah.
Well, Stanton, what a great event you got out here.
Oh,
We love
thanks.
coming out here.
Yes.
And I know that next month it's going to be a little warmer, but it really does
February, that's like summer to us.
summer.
You know, I'm probably going overtime here, but we win this time of year.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Oh, gosh, yes.
We win. I
The
mean,
humidity's down.
We give up a little bit in August and July.
yeah, Don's sitting here shivering like an Eskimo, right? And it looks like a Vikings fan sitting over there. And he's
He's a cheesehead.
you know, we should get about 10,000 55-gallon empty oil drums and open them up, put them in there, and like in August, let it out, a few drums at a time. You'd write a check for a day like this in August.
You're right.
That's
Yeah,
right.
you would.
That's
So
exactly
stop your
right.
whining, Don.
I'm not
And
whining.
shivering.
Just making a note. But thank you.
Just say it. Was it dark at 5:30?
It was real
really
dark
dark.
at 5:30. Yeah.
Yes, it was.
And I was much more sober at 5:30.
I can't do this without giving a shout out to my Emmons buddies, my racing pals.
The
Jerry,
Emmons
yeah,
brothers.
Jerry was
Jerry
online
was on-
earlier. He was laughing because he goes, "How come Conrad's the only one without a jacket?" I'm like, "Well, I'm a little naturally insulated."
I don't know whether you watched or saw the episode that we had when we interviewed them on the air. But
that was funny.
Yeah, Jerry, great guy, and we were interviewing him.
Oh,
And
Jerry.
And
He's the only one that's a great guy.
yeah. And so
Sheila calls him Grumpy Gary, and Terry, he's just kind of in between. You know, he was
Uh-huh.
I think he was second,
And then-
second out of the chute.
and then there's Jerry.
Jerry, he's a nice one, and the pretty one too.
The pretty yes.
And the pretty
I noticed the teeth. They're right off the bat.
Yeah, and Speedy, how old I'm getting, has a son driving a drag race car himself.
Oh, wow.
I used to, back in the 90s, early 90s, we'd be out there Wednesday night, and the boys were just teenagers. You know?
Yeah.
And even as teenagers, super polite, great guy. Pops did a great job with those boys. Somebody did.
Well,
Somebody did, yeah.
We're doing the interview with him via Zoom, and then just kind of mid-interview, all of a sudden, the Wally somebody's on the side. They're just kind of pushing the Wally in.
Kind of easing it out into the middle of the screen.
There's no hand. There's no nothing. All of a sudden, the
Wally
Wally starts
appears.
moving this way behind his head. And then further on, there comes another one. And then another one behind
Oh,
that. Pretty soon, by the time we finish the interview, they're all lined up.
They could
was
still be
funny.
coming by with those guys.
Yes.
One last thing, it's going to be a very interesting race year this year.
Yes, it is.
The Winter Nationals is like the fourth race, I think.
Right, yeah,
in,
I thought that was
in-
how they open
in
up
April.
in Pomona. Or they open up in Gainesville.
In Gainesville, yeah.
And,
by the way, in that race, you were category 10 and down to 1. You had to be a 10 to get in that race. A 9 or a 10 sold out in 2 hours.
Well,
Oh,
The
wow.
sportsman classes
Wow.
in 2 hours, and so
it's the only thing really I think is keeping them alive. And you notice that Commerce, Georgia is now gone.
is it?
Yep, gone.
I didn't know that.
That just happened this week, and they decided that the property is worth more than a drag strip, so they've sold it to a developer, and it's going to become townhomes and all that sort of
That's
stuff.
what happened to Houston.
Yep,
Yeah, I talked to Seth about it. That's not a secret anymore.
correct.
Spring race 2022 ends their agreement with NHRA, and they're done. And I asked him if they were going to rebuild, and he said nope. He said the property was bought as an investment. It's now worth more than it would make in a drag strip. And I'm concerned about the future of our class racing and so forth, and where it's going to go.
I think that there'll still be tracks, but I think that it's all going to change. It's going to evolve into something that I think will be a natural kind of evolution.
Progression.
Yeah. It won't be like it is today.
Yeah, well, in class racing, stock, super stock, the rules are so tight and so rigid. There's no one else but NHRA that enforces those rules like they do. I don't know where it's going to go if they're not going to be big into it. Who's going to inspect the cars and so on and so
Yeah.
forth.
Yeah, because that's pretty.
Well, I think it's going to be
intensive.
the tracks is going to be the key to it because, like you say, the property's worth more. That's what happened to Texas World Speedway. There's houses going up there. So it's going to be somebody that's going to have enough vision to sit there and say, okay, I can go out here and buy this property and put a track in that the city is not going to grow up to me in the next 10 or 15 years to where I can get my investment out of it. And then when the property becomes valuable, okay, I'll sell it, and then I'll move further out and build
Right.
another track.
I think it's going to be more along the lines of a multi-purpose facility.
Mm-hmm.
So there's
I agree.
going to be a road race. There's going to be a circle track race. It's going to be
Well,
a drag
that could
race.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Use up the
eighth mile
property.
drag racing is becoming the deal now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that Street Outlaws has kind of driven that
Yeah.
with all this no prep stuff and those guys being so popular.
It's good for bracket racers. I mean, that's a lower budget deal, and but we have a ton of money. And not bragging, I'm complaining now. Invested in stock and super stock.
Well, because of all the rules and
eliminators.
stuff.
Yeah,
and,
all
and
the
it's
rules.
so
There's
competitive.
nobody to enforce it. I mean, we're cheating while they're enforcing it. I can't.
Let's
imagine
talk
any
about
fun.
that. Let's continue. We're going to need to take a break.
Okay.
We're going to take a break, and then
You
we're
go to
going to
the
come back,
bathroom?
and we're going to, huh?
You have to go to the bathroom.
Bad.
Yeah, I do too.
It is age,
really,
you know.
really bad.
Wow.
So anyway, Stan Holt.
Welcome to the Prostate National.
Wait, it's a new sponsor.
Sponsor,
Bingo. So we'll be back with more of the In Wheel Time program from Lupe Tortilla and the Tailpipes and Tacos event right after this. Tailpipes and Tacos is Houston's premier cruise-in, and you're invited to join in. Whether you're a cruiser or spectator, Tailpipes and Tacos is the place to enjoy made-to-order breakfast tacos, fresh coffee, and mingle with Houston's fun car people. Mark your calendar for Saturday, February 20th for Tailpipes and Tacos at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant in Katy, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. Tailpipes and Tacos is free, and everyone's invited. You will see collector cars, hot rods, customs, magnificent originals, and resto mods all at one location. Cars from all over Southeast Texas cruise in and show off in a friends and family event at the Lupe Tortilla Mexican Restaurant on the Grand Parkway at Kingsland Boulevard, just south of I-10 in Katy. Drag racer, car enthusiast, and Lupe founder Stan Holt brings you Houston's hottest cruise in, Tailpipes and Tacos, Saturday, February 20th, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. at Lupe's in Katy. The In Wheel Time Car Show will be there too. Get your ride ready, and we'll see you at the Tailpipes and Tacos Saturday Morning Cruisein, February 20th, 8 to 11 a.m. at Lupe's in Katy, weather permitting. Texas Truck Works is your go-to truck customizer. From mild-to-wild lift kits, custom wheels, and steering and handling enhancements to the best personal and commercial wraps, Texas Truck Works delivers. Let Texas Truck Works founder Scott Stevens help you get the most out of your truck or Jeep. Texas Truck Works has decades of customizing experience, including power adders and complete engine swaps. Let the Texas Truck Works team design an upgrade plan that fits your budget. Get truck attitude today at texastruckworks.com. Is your business or company looking to stand out in a crowded advertising market? Looking to reach the real auto enthusiast? Well, you found it. You're listening or watching In Wheel Time, and so are your fellow enthusiasts. The In Wheel Time Car Show now reaches 500,000, and we can put together a marketing plan that will engage them in your product, business, or service. To get the tires rolling, just shoot us an email to our marketing director, Jeff Zekin. His address is jeff@inwheeltime.com.